Have you ever gotten stuck in that customer service loop? You start on a chat, then maybe you have to call, send an email, and every single time you're starting from scratch, explaining the whole thing over again. It's so frustrating, right? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into the tech that's supposed to fix exactly that. It's the global omnichannel call center solutions market. Now, omnichannel, it sounds a bit jargony, maybe, but really it's just about making all the different ways you talk to a company feel like one single conversation.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these systems pull together all the ways you might connect. We're talking voice calls, email, sure, but also live chat, social media, SMS, even those self-service portals. They integrate it all into one unified platform. The whole point is consistency, making sure the experience feels smooth and connected no matter how you reach out. It keeps the context.
Okay, so our mission today is to really get under the hood of this market. We're looking at where it is now, where it's headed, and why it's becoming such a big deal for businesses. We're drawing on insights from the Global Omnichannel Call Center Solutions Market Revenue Forecast Report. So get ready to understand not just what this tech is, but why it's booming and, importantly, what it means for you.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit more then, this omni-channel idea. When we say seamless connection between, say, a phone call and a social media message,
Yeah.
what's that actually feel like for a customer?
Right, well, imagine this. You start trying to solve a problem using a company's website chat. Maybe it gets complicated, so you decide to call them instead. With a proper omni-channel setup, the person who answers that call, they already have your chat history right there. They know exactly what you talked about, what you tried. You don't have to repeat yourself. That continuity.
Hmm.
Well, that's the key to avoiding frustration and, frankly, to building some actual engagement.
Ah, okay, that makes total sense. No more, can you tell me the whole story again?
Hopefully not. So why now? Why is this tech becoming so critical for companies right now? What are the big drivers pushing them to invest?
Well, the sources we looked at point to sort of three main things happening at once. First, there's just this growing demand, almost an expectation from customers for better engagement. People want instant, personalized help, whichever way they reach out.
Uh-huh. Like service on their terms.
Precisely. Second, you've got the rise of cloud technology for contact centers. The cloud makes it easier, more flexible, and often cheaper to integrate all these different channels. You don't need massive servers on site anymore. It opens the door for more companies.
Right, it's more accessible.
Yes. And third, there's this increasing need and capability for advanced analytics and AI-driven automation. We're talking AI that can help route your query intelligently, understand your sentiment, maybe even predict what you need next, plus handle the simple stuff automatically.
Okay, wow. So better customer expectations, easier tech deployment via the cloud, and smarter automation with AI. That's quite the mix.
It really is. It explains a lot of the momentum.
And that momentum shows up in the numbers, doesn't it?
Huh.
Because when we talk growth here, well, it's pretty staggering. I mean, just look at the global figures.
Uh,
In 2021, this market was already generating around $21.5 billion in sales revenue. By 2025, that jumped to over $28 billion. And the projection for 2033, it's expected to hit something like $48.5 billion.
yeah, nearly $50 billion.
That's more than doubling in just over a decade.
It is. And connecting that back, it tells you this isn't just some, niche upgrade. It signals a fundamental shift. Customer service is moving from being maybe a necessary cost to being a core part of business strategy. It's about competitive advantage now.
A way to stand out.
Absolutely. Companies see that delivering a seamless experience builds loyalty, keeps customers, and ultimately impacts the bottom line. If you don't do it, you risk falling behind.
Okay, so strategic must-have. Now, this is where I find it gets really interesting, the geography. Where is all this money being spent? Is it everywhere equally, or are some regions really leading the charge?
Oh, it's definitely not uniform. The regional breakdown is quite revealing. North America is clearly out front. It pulled in about $8.5 billion back in 2021, and it's projected to grow to over $18.5 billion by 2033, so more than doubling.
Wow.
And within North America, the U.S. is the giant, naturally, going from around $6.6 billion to potentially over $14 billion. You see high digital adoption, mature tech infrastructure there, and a real focus on customer experience as a differentiator.
Makes sense. In Canada and Mexico.
Also showing really strong growth. Both are expected to more than double their market size too, reaching over $2.4 billion and $2 billion respectively by 2033. So significant investment across the region.
Okay, so North America leads. What about Europe?
Europe's a major player too. It was valued at just over $6.1 billion in 2021, and the forecast puts it over $13.3 billion by 2033. Germany is the biggest market there, set to grow from about $1.1 billion to over $2.2 billion. But you also see really strong growth in places like France, forecast to nearly triple, and Russia also looking at more than doubling. It reflects that continent-wide push for digital transformation.
Right. And Asia Pacific, often a high-growth area for tech.
Definitely seeing that here too. Asia Pacific hit over $4 billion in 2021 and is projected to cross the $10 million mark by 2033. China is a huge part of that, expected to go from about $1.25 billion to over $2.9 billion. And India's growth is really something to watch, from around $624 million up to a forecast of over $1.7 billion. You've got massive populations, rapid tech adoption. It's a key region.
Incredible numbers across the board there. What about the other regions? South America, Middle East, Africa?
Yeah, while the total revenue figures are smaller, the growth is definitely there, showing this is a global trend, not just limited to the biggest economies. South America, for instance, is projected to grow from nearly $1.5 billion to over $3.7 billion. Brazil is a big driver there. The Middle East, set to almost double its market size, from just under $800 million to over $1.5 billion, with Saudi Arabia leading. And Africa is also poised to more than double, going from about $515 million to over $1.3 billion.
South Africa and Nigeria are showing strong figures.
So it really is a global phenomenon. This investment is happening everywhere, even if the scale varies.
That's right. The underlying drivers, customer expectations, cloud tech, AI, they're global forces.
Which brings us to the big question, really. We've talked tech, we've talked billions of dollars. But what does this actually mean for, us, for you listening? Whether you're a consumer just trying to get help or maybe a business owner thinking about this stuff, how does this huge investment change things day to day?
That's the crucial takeaway, isn't it? As more companies get these systems humming, well, you should genuinely start to expect better interactions, more fluid, less frustrating. That pain point you mentioned at the start, repeating yourself over and over, that should ideally become much less common.
So smoother sailing when dealing with companies. Yes. The continuity across channels should improve significantly. Faster answers, hopefully. More personalized service because the system knows your history. It all comes back to that demand for better engagement, powered by smarter tech like AI and the flexibility of the cloud. You should feel the difference as a customer.
What a fascinating landscape we've covered, from just defining Omnichannel as this unified platform, all the way to seeing this global market potentially hitting almost $50 billion by 2033. It's clear this isn't just a minor tech update. It's a fundamental shift in business-customer relations.
Absolutely. And as this rapid expansion continues, driven by that demand for better engagement and all these tech advances, maybe here's a final thought for you to chew on.
Yeah.
How will this deep integration of channels truly reshape what we expect from service? Will we demand instant, perfectly personalized help as the absolute baseline? And what other communication channels might get woven into this? Think about things like, virtual reality assistants or even more integrated smart home devices. What's next?
That's definitely something to ponder. Where does this blending of communication end, or does it? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the future of customer service. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and stay well informed.